All right, so what we got here is an old, dusty, decrepit Remington 870 that has seen much better days. A common issue that you see with these older 870s that have had a pretty high round count is the ejector will kind of chip out, and as you see there, it's supposed to go into a recess into the barrel. So not only can it not kick shells out, but you'll notice barrel's got a lot of play in it because it doesn't have that ejector to hold it in place. Another thing is you'll see it's actually riveted into the receiver, which makes it quite a hassle to get out. You can hardly tell when you look at the other side, but these little small little black marks here are where it's riveted. So what you do, and it does take some encouragement, sometimes it takes a butane torch with some heat and maybe some penetrating oil, but what I normally do, hopefully it's not necessary, is this rivet here, I'll take a rotary tool and kind of get rid of that flare, how it's kind of like flared out, almost, I guess, staked or whatever. But that makes it a lot easier to punch out because you're not having to fight that ejector spring, if that makes any sense. And then the other rivet is going to be behind this side of the spring. But once you get that one out, that's the real kicker. And it's a lot easier to get the next one out. So we're going to give it a shot. Hopefully it doesn't take too much. All right, first thing we're going to do is field strip the shotgun. That way when we go to punching, we don't risk chipping the barrel. Take a hammer, take your punch. And like I said, we're going to start with the visible rivet at the front of the ejector spring, just because it's the most accessible, and like I said, it's going to make it easier to get the next one. All right, moved over to a spot where hopefully my phone won't get knocked over again, and a little bit more stable of a workbench. So we're just going to get to whacking. I did apply some lubricant, hopefully that helps. And if this ain't working, I will grab a bigger hammer. Yeah, I forgot to mention that this is something I'm probably about to do right now. That rivet, if you take a more pointed punch, you can kind of whack it from the side, kind of center it up a little bit and give it an easier path to coming through the receiver. Like I said, sometimes you can just smack them out, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you either gotta Dremel them a little bit or do what I'm doing right now. Maybe this will work a little better. All right, so now as you can see, we've kind of centered that rivet up a little bit more to where it's not so flared out, holding on to the ejector spring in the receiver, so that should make things a little bit easier to punch out. And that Phillips head was doing work. That might be even a little bit better for the time being to punch this through. And it's harder to miss with your hammer because I'm focused on getting the punch or screwdriver placed as centered to that rivet as I possibly can. Okay. Now that that rivet's flat, we're going to go back to the flat punch. Oh yeah, we're getting somewhere. Aha, okay. It's kind of hard to tell. I'll get you a little bit closer. notice, find it on this side. Yeah, that rivet on the right side is finally starting to kind of pop out of the receiver a little bit. It's a little tricky. You're gonna feel like you're not getting anywhere for a while, but just keep at it. Lubricant or heat is your friend. So we're just gonna keep on whacking. Oh, there goes the ejector spring. Here is your rivet. The problem I'm having right now is it's very difficult to determine exactly where that rivet is. So what I've done is I've grabbed the Solely ejector that we're replacing the factory one with.
Right.
So what I was thinking is kind of use that to index exactly where it is, since now it's so floured that I can't really see it from the few places I punched.
Right.
So it looks like it's between those two right there.
Let me take a look. Yeah, it looks like that's it right there. Can you see it out here yet? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's made some progress. But as you guys can see real quick, from where I tried to punch it earlier, I ended up kind of making it difficult to determine exactly
that's where it's going to be right there.
Between those 2 points.
Hold that right there.
Yep.
Let's see what it looks like. Well, it's coming out on both sides. That's good. That's what you want anyway, ain't it?
Oh, there we go.
Well, you got to actually film it.
Yeah. Shout out to Jay Can Fix It. Man can fix anything. Subscribe to him on YouTube. There's the rivet.
That's the rivet. Here's the back side. Come right out of there.
Sure did. Just took a little bit of encouragement.
A little bit of encouragement.
There's your ejector housing. And then...
well, nice.
There's the factory ejector spring. Now we get to the cool part.
It's going to be there.
Definitely will ensure it's in the proper orientation. This is another good thing, is that they send an image of how it should be oriented with the package. I think the ejector is about $100 or so, but if you pay a gunsmith to put a factory one back in there and they have to rivet it and everything, it's going to cost you a lot more than that. So it's definitely the best way of going about it.
So are you going to leave a link in the description where they can find that?
I'll leave a link in the description to the part and to Jay Can Fix It on YouTube, because this is his shop and his tools, so I greatly appreciate it. Alright, so me and Jay Can Fix It. We got out the factory ejector assembly. Problem with Remington firearms that have issues is Remington is no longer Remington, they are Rem arms. Therefore, there is very little aftermarket support. You can't just send back an old Remington to Remington for them to repair, because they do not honor warranties on guns before they became Rem arms. But as of late, there's a few other companies that are coming out with some cool stuff, and this is really a lifesaver, because I don't know how to rivet. I don't even know really what that is other than this. I'm sure he does, but this one's a lot easier. The hardest part is getting the factory one out. But as you can see, instead of using rivets, it uses #2 screws and Loctite. So I've installed 3 or 4 of these in a variety of different 870s, and I've never had any issues. So they seem to be pretty reputable and they hold up pretty well. So I'm gonna show you how to put the new one in.
Goes in the back. All right, and it orients just like this right here. You can see where it's indented right here in the back. It's got a spot for it. And it just goes just like that. Now when we put this in here, this is gonna stay in there. It's gonna go in about like that right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the gun over, and that way we can see our hole. I'm gonna put the first screw in, And the reason I'm gonna put it in is because it'll kind of hold it in place. And then we'll take the other screw and we'll line it up. And you can see it's kind of hard to line up, but
yeah, while you're fighting,
we got it right there. We got it lined up just perfectly. So we'll take the Loctite out and we'll put a little bit on this screw. Better to put it on there like this. All right, now we're gonna go in with it right here. Make sure you don't cross thread it. All right, that one started now. Now we're gonna pull this one. Let's go ahead and get this one kind of tight a little bit, and we'll pull this one out, and we'll put a Loctite on it right quick. Just a little bit. There we go. Not much. And here, I'll let you torque them down to whatever torque you want to put them on.
Alrighty. Do you reckon you know what? As a matter of fact, it does come with this little Allen key.
Yep, that's what it's for.
Whenever I put them in,
I just put a good little amount of torque on it.
Yeah, I couldn't get it no more with that screwdriver.
Nope, but you will be able to get it with that a little bit more.
It's typically what I do is I'll get it kind of as good as I can with a regular little screwdriver, and then I'll just give it a good little turn right there. It ain't going no more than that.
Break, and it ain't going nowhere because it's got red Loctite on it, so it ain't coming out of there.
Yeah, it is good to go.
This is gonna slide down in there good now.
It should.
Well,
yes. Let's look at it.
Let's temporarily slide it in there and see how it looks as it's going down in there. Turn it up just a little bit. There we go. Get a little light on it. Oh, that's nice right there.
Yeah, it's much better than what it was. That's for sure.
That fits good right there.
It does. It definitely does.
That fits really nice.
Mm-hmm. Now all we got to do is just reassemble the gun, and I don't have dummy shells, but we can test whether it'll eject 12-gauge shotgun shells or not, and now it should because it's got a brand new ejector chamber. Yeah, there we go. It works.